What's up, guys? So, got a Nautilus game, and I don't play Nautilus often. However, I don't actually I haven't been playing support often. I decided I was gonna play support, and I wanted to play Thresh. However, as you can see, my team didn't really have anyone that was tanky. So I thought, who does Thresh but in a tank form? Nautilus. Nautilus is pretty much Thresh, except he's tankier and he does a few things differently. Thresh has a bit more defensive capabilities, I think, and Thresh can be more playmaky. He can be more flashy with what he does, literally and figuratively. But yeah, this game was very hard, and it was very frustrating because my Jinx is going to do shit, and Xin Zhao is going to be non-existent. So what's pretty much going to happen is you can see their bot lane is Teemo Lee Sin, and so I called this before the game started. I said, okay, so they have a troll bot lane, so we're going to lose. You can see Jinx is kind of just having positioning errors, and is going to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. And even though we can easily win in an actual fight against them, what's going to happen is she's just going to keep dying. And she's going to try and blame me. And she didn't try arguing back with every time she kept pinging me. I was like, "What? You can't position properly?" I didn't say it like that, but I was like, you need to position properly. You need to be able to avoid shit. I'm doing everything I can to save you every time you get hit. I can't do everything for you. So she didn't try arguing back with me, which I was quite happy with. But she wasn't good, and she knew she wasn't good. So because of this, bot is going to go pretty poorly. And mid is going to go not as good as I would want it to be. However, it's not going to be terrible. What's going to happen mid lane is Kennen's going to lose lane, but Kennen being Kennen is going to be a really big help in it. And then I got Ethan up in top lane, and he's going to win. He's up against a Twisted Fate. And so we're not going to have to worry about Twisted Fate doing a lot of damage this game. Now, you can see here, we've got 4 people in bot. It's not pretty. Kennen is not here. He's died already. Jinx has 2 deaths now at this point. He's an idiot. See, she keeps getting, like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was going on there? She dies again, and she's gonna... I think she builds Merc Treads this game? Like, what you doing? But yeah, this is what happens when I decide I want to practice in Flex Q. Which, I've said before, or maybe I haven't, but Flex Q I prefer over just practicing in normals. Because Flex Q, I'm more likely to get a better team, just because that's how things work. And people are more likely to take it a bit more seriously, so there's less likely to be trolls. But as you can see, it happens. It honestly happens a bit too much. But Xin Zhao comes down and Jinx decides not to attack Lee Sin, and he gets away. Like, come on, Jinx. And then we don't destroy that ward, even though I thought we did. But I'm gonna get it later. But so Xin Zhao came by, and we actually got something, which is good. So it looks like, okay, maybe there's some hope still. Maybe there's still some hope that we can do something. Jinx has a BF sword. I've got my support item upgraded to the next tier, and I have Sight Stone. So, no, this isn't looking so bad. Jinx again can't position properly, dies. Then Xin Zhao dies just because he couldn't dodge it, but it's like, come on, right? You see all that, and it's like, come on. So we're gonna lose bot for this. And that's not gonna make me happy at all. Jinx completely misses her rocket. And yeah. Jinx gets caught out again, and I think I die here. I tried saving her, yeah. My Q went the wrong way for some reason. I went to Q Lee Sin, and it went backwards. I am unsure as to why that happened, but it did. So, you can see on the scoreboard, Kennen's 1 and 2. He's down in CS. This is not looking too good. And I thought, well, this is probably going to be game. You know, Zen just died again. We're going to lose mid turret. This is not good. I'm getting Merchants this game because, for the most part, they're all AP and they have a lot of CC. Teemo might have a slow. Oriana's going to potentially have a slow. She's going to have her ult. Hecarim's going to have his ult. TF's going to have his gold card. So there's a few things I do have to watch out for in terms of CC. So at this point in the game, I'm like, screw Jinx. She's worthless, and I'm going to come top. Because Ethan, being Gasso, can work off all of my abilities, pretty much. So I decide I'm just going to go and ult him. And Ethan gets stunned up, so I just take the kill. And at this point, I'm like, okay, we can get this tower. We can get this tower. We'll be fine. And we're gonna get that. Meanwhile, Kennen is getting ganked in mid lane, and Jinx is losing a 1v1 to Ben. And she burns heal too, and you can see she walked back into him. Oh, so frustrating. So fucking frustrating. And Lee Sin was just pretty much just playing with her. Like, come on. So, we got top, though. We got top tower, which is something. However, there is an Infernal Drake, which is the best Drake in the game, and the best one for late game. So, the more, you know, if they were to get this Infernal Drake and, say, another 2 popped up, we'd be pretty screwed. Right here, great ult from Kennen. Kennen comes in and ults them all. And I can't remember if we killed TF here. I think we do. But we got 3 of them with it, and we saved the turret for now at least. It's gonna die whenever they get back on it again. But for now, it's there. It's still there to be a threat at least. And we're gonna go and grab mid, and we're gonna completely miss this ult. At this point, you know, I'm pinging, let's go drag, let's go drag, let's go drag, because it's an Infernal Drake. Whoever has more than late game is probably gonna win. So we grab that, and then I'm like, okay, let's try to push bot, We got 3 people here, we can do this. Ethan dies top, to a Hecarim TF. TF is gonna ult mid, and at this point, I'm like, okay, we were here for a bit too long because our team got caught out. And we are rushing back now. So they got mid tower, and Xin Zhao for whatever reason decided not to back immediately, and Jinx for whatever reason decides she's gonna walk forward into the Lee Sin, Hecarim, Teemo, Orion. And she starts pinging me, which if you watch the minimap, you might be able to see. There, she starts pinging me, and we're like, and I'm like, girl, you walked into 4 of them by yourself. What did you think was gonna happen? So she dies for no good reason. And unfortunately, Yasuo's tornado just barely missed us. So, right now this is bad. Jinx is 2 and 7, so she's pretty much useless. Xin Zhao is 1 and 2, has hardly any items, and is never with the team. So, yeah, that's happening. And, yeah, Kennen's behind, but he's Kennen, so he can still be somewhat useful. So that's the situation in the game right now. Fortunately, though, I'm playing Nautilus. Nautilus is really good in team fights. You have your Q to just lock somebody down, because after you Q, you're gonna auto attack them to root them for a short duration. Then you're gonna E them to slow them. Then he has his ultimate, which can knock up the entire enemy team depending on how good of one I get. With that, the Ken can ult, so that way we get a lot of knockups, a lot of stuns, and then Yasuo can ult. Which is going to pretty much deal a lot of damage and continue the CC. So right here, I ult. Ethan knows to ult off of that. He's actually a decent Yasuo. And we have good synergy. So yeah, he gets that. And now I'm like, okay, Jinx, I'm coming bot now. I did what I need to do on everywhere else. And she dies before I get there. How wonderful, right? Exhaust Teemo just to kind of slow and make sure he doesn't kill me. And he's gonna get away because I thought he was still in the bush because my game lagged and I didn't see him go in here. And yeah, you can see I just completely queued in the wrong direction because of that. And I'm pinging Kennen, like, Kennen, come here. Can't kill you. And I die because of it. All can he do was just walk over and Q him. But nope, couldn't do that. Fortunately, Jinx rockets and kills him. And Zinzao gets caught out. And yeah, that's a fun time, right? So things aren't going great, but you can see we have one tower in every lane. The only real advantage that they have is in mid lane right now, so as long as we just make sure that's not pushed, we'll be fine. We win team fights with just me, Kennen, and Yasuo. Jinx and Zinzao are just kind of extra damage. We really don't need them. We have everything that we need. You can still see that Zinzao is still working towards a fucking Triforce. Like, come on. We're 23 minutes into the game and he doesn't have 2 items. We don't count boot. Like, Jinx, the 3 and 8 ADC, has 2 items complete. Then again, she doesn't have her boots completed, but still, you get the point. She's doing that. And like I said, she's gonna build Merc Treads. So, there's that. So, we're pretty much inside our base. And it looks like there's very little hope because we have shitty teammates. Shitty teammates being the Zinzao and the Jinx. However, this is where the comeback starts. I ult hoping that Teemo would walk a bit closer to the Hecarim. Doesn't happen. However, we still kill Hecarim, and yeah, that stops the push on bot tower, which is really good. And for whatever reason, they're still in the jungle. I don't know why, but Hecarim is dead, and we have Zinzao, so that means we can get a dragon, which happens to be Infernal. Like I said before, you can get Infernal Dragons, you're set for late game. Because it's extra damage. Team is fighting in the jungle still. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Zinzao dies. How? I don't know. Lee Sin is walking way too close, so we're gonna, you know, Q ult him and he's gonna flash away, which I'm like, okay, I'll take that. Because that's his flash for an ultimate that has a 50-second cooldown at this point in time in the game. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is what we can work with. That's a Lee Sin flash down, which on Lee Sin, you know, this is Lee Sin we're talking about. That's very vital that he needs that to flash ult someone into our team. So, right here, I don't think it's here, no. We're going to force this and it's going to work out. So I should have ulted earlier here. When Hecarim was in range, it would have made this a lot easier. However, I'm forced to flash, and Hecarim, for whatever dumb reason, decides he's going to ult in, thinking that he can win this fight. And yeah, we destroy them. Jinx helped her for ult, thankfully. Don't know how much that was needed, as you can see. Pretty set. And yeah, I built a locket first item after Sightstone and Shoes. because they had a lot of AP, and redemption first item on a tank support, in my opinion, is not that good. I think that there's just I think that it's not as good because while it does give you health, it doesn't give you any resistances of any kind. And also on Nautilus, the only thing that is working with for the additional heals is additional heals and shields is his W and courage in this case. But still, it's like not really all that good, at least for a first item, especially since its early game healing got nerfed. So we're gonna pick up a dragon, which I am very happy with. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it because I have lost games to teams that we were crushing because we did not get in front. If you control the Inferno Drake, you're gonna win. Zinzao gets caught out again. Who would have thought? And now I'm like, okay, they might go for Baron here. They might go for Baron. We have to make sure they don't get this. However, Hecarim is bot lane, so that means they're not gonna get it. But we do see that they are trying. They were gonna make a move towards it. Someone attacked it. We're like, oh, okay. Well, then maybe we should be careful about this and try to stop it. And you know, they back off as soon as they see we're coming. They get nothing done. Jinx has a freaking Oracle Lens. Why the fuck do you have an Oracle Lens? Why the fuck do you have a freaking Giant Slayer instead of Last Whisper? Like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? So, yeah, Jinx is pretty useless. I know they have that warded. My Oracle Lens isn't up, and even if it was, they were just gonna put it. But anyways, Easton jumps on me. I should have auto attacked him. So that way we could have gotten some damage off, but it doesn't make a difference, to be honest. And right here, they're all grouping up. Kennan's gonna start pinging that he wants to go in, he wants to go in, he wants to go in, and I kind of agree with him. At the same time, it's gonna be really hard to go in when there's walls everywhere in here. And I missed my pull. So, we missed out on TF because of that. Which, you know, that's my fault. But I wasn't about... Well, I didn't even have... I wasn't gonna flash Q there just because it's too risky. So, me, Yasuo, and Kennen are here. And like I said before, those are the only people that I really care about. Well, we are outnumbered here. We're the most fed people on our team. And so because of that, we're going to come out on top in what was essentially a 3v5. Jinx ulted, which the Jinx ult did help a lot in this case. But then Kennen pussies out and Yasuo dies for it. But I can't remember if we... No, we don't need some. But we get 4 people for 2 when, you know, that fight started as a 3v5 in their favor. So that was pretty good. And that just shows how far ahead that we actually are compared to what they think we are, compared to what it looks like. We're going to grab Baron. We're going to lose Jinx for it, and we're going to lose Zinzao for it. However, I think that's pretty worth considering those are the 2 useless members on the team. So, yeah, we got that. And right here, Kennen's pinging for us to go stop them from getting this. It is not a good idea. I don't have exhaust this time around. I have flash, I have redemption. But we're down people, and this is not going to be the same fight like before. The Kennen pings, I ult, and it gets absolutely nothing. Kennen flashes in. He doesn't have Zhonya's, I think. Redemption, it doesn't really do anything. We don't really accomplish anything. We get 1 kill. And then, yeah, I died to Teemo poison here, which is pretty sad. Then, team just kind of comes in and dies. Got 2 people for the price of 4. Yeah. We were going to lose the inhibit anyways then. But the thing is, you know, we gave up kills that we didn't need to give up. And that's the one thing that you don't want to do in a situation like this where you're starting to make a comeback. You don't want to, you know, have fights where there was no reason to fight in the first place. Give up kills that you don't need to be giving up. Because had that gone slightly worse, where if they had, you know, another member, and Hecarim probably had more health, they could have easily had probably ended the game there. However, that's not what happened. And we are going to start making this comeback. So Lee Sin, for whatever reason, decides he's going to come on, try to kill me. I'm going to Q. Had I flash? Well, I didn't have. But I keep thinking I have flash all the time. But TF uses his thing. TF uses his flash, so that's good. My ult is back up now. We all have our ults now. We are set to go. Or at least for the next fight. And right now, all we have to be doing is looking for a play. We can see that they're trying to do this dragon, which, for their purposes, dragon's not really all that good for them anymore. Unless it's an Infernal or Earth Drake, it's not really useful. The only point of them getting dragon is to pretty much just deny it from us. Since Water Drake actually works out good for us if we're trying to, you know, stop a siege. We're gonna last longer. Still though, that's the last Drake for the elements, and the Elder Drakes are the only thing that's gonna be funny now. So we're gonna have the advantage on dragons. We have the advantage on a lot of shit. They're going to try pushing top again, even though it failed last time, and they were just pretty much forced to back off. Kennen is losing health here, and this is not a good thing. He's going to be forced to go back, and when he goes back, the enemy team knows that, oh, Kennen's not here, we need to try and do something. However, they do lose someone beforehand, but as soon as they see that Kennen's not here, they start going crazy. I do try and use Redemption here. It doesn't really do much aside from heal everyone, but it's not really important at that time being. The fight was already won. Allows us to chase, I guess, but yeah. Orianna is gonna be able to just do whatever the fuck she wants. I'm running away because I'm like, guys, okay, the base, the base, the base, the base, the base, and I get out just right before Orianna kills me, probably. However, Jinx died because she kept fighting like an idiot. And now we're back to having gained nothing. So. This is a fucking long game. And we're getting quite tired. However, so is the enemy. And you can see we're slowly starting to make our way back in this. We haven't really gained anything in terms of objectives, but we're stopping them from getting objectives from us. So that's good. That's the one thing that we need to do is, we know we have the better team fight. We know we have more damage than them. Oh, we shouldn't. With how bad Zen and things are doing. But it actually forces them to kind of disperse a bit to get back up. It leaves Lee Sin on the edge, and look at this. Orianna ults us, and she ults in the spot right where we're all on the edge of redemption. So what ends up happening is we all get healed after she ults, so she pretty much did 0 damage to us because I healed it all. And then we're gonna run over and kill everyone. And at this point, I'm like, okay, guys, let's go mid. Let's push down mid, and we can get a tower, we can get an inhib, and we can potentially end the game. However, they respawn before that happens because we games. TF decides he's gonna TP bot and try to take this tower for some odd reason. He figures out like, oh shit, I actually can't take this. And yeah, his team is probably just really pissed at him because he could have just helped. And he probably would have helped get someone because he would have had his ult to CC someone up with. But nevertheless, that does not happen. And thankfully, Ethan is paying attention to the minimap here. You can see Xin Zhao is coming up through here. And Ethan is like, Ethan, as soon as you see Ethan go here, he's like, he goes, turn, 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 turn. Like, oh, okay. It's because when he says I see that, Xin Zhao's coming. And I ulted earlier, I could have saved him. I also had Locket that could have saved him. A few things that could have saved him had I been paying attention, but his health bar kind of got destroyed instantly. I'm going to flash Q here and fail because he dodges it. It's disappointing on my part. But whatever. That's whatever. We did good. We got one person for Ethan. Excuse me. For Ethan's death. And they got Baron. Which is the one thing we don't want them to have, right? We do have our lanes pushing, which is good. But, you know, with them having Baron, they can now easily push them in. And we can see in top lane, they've got a big wave here. There's 2 cannon minions, a bunch of casters. That is not good. Someone with TP should be taking care of that. Someone like Ethan. But I don't think anyone really saw it. And in the end, it's not going to make a difference. Kennen's going to ult here. It's not the best of ults. I'm going to just use Redemption because I'm trying to do my best to keep him alive. I have a Knight's Vow. I don't know who the hell I have it on or when I got it, but pretty much I've been using it to keep Ethan and Kennen alive. You know, they're the 2 damage horses in the game. When Kennen goes in, I want to make sure he survives and doesn't die. Ethan on Yacht, so I want to make sure either. And yeah, pretty much we won that fight. Yeah, that was the game. A pretty good comeback, if I say so myself. Props to the Ken with his ultimates. Props to me because I'm gonna give myself props. Ended with a 7 KDA, a game that was really, really bad. And good job to Ethan. We played good. Fuck the Jinx. Fuck the Xin Zhao. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed or like and subscribe if you did. And see you all in the next one.